What are the benefits of Ramadan? Inshallah, in this video, we'll be talking about that. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to This is the Only Way Up. And we're in the middle of Ramadan now. Alhamdulillah, it's been 10, 12, 14, 15 days of Ramadan. And there's a lot of benefit, there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of hikmah, there's a lot of positives that come from that. What are they? We're going to talk about that today. So, what are the benefits of Ramadan?
Welcome, Shani. Good to be here. Yeah, you're right. SubhanAllah, we're halfway through Ramadan. Yes, so it's quite interesting. We live in an era of abundance where, for most people in the world, at least half the world's population, there's more available to consume, there's more available to eat. This was not always the case, in fact. For most of human history, it wasn't the case. So, in an era where everything is available for you, fast food, it's a click away, why would you fast? And I think also there's a lot of research now that is very, very positive about fasting. Intermittent fasting is a whole industry. The effect it has on cleansing your body, killing bad cells. It helps people to regulate their insulin. So actually, there's a lot of positives now about fasting. Although we're fasting in the UK for about 12 hours, fasting for 6 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours is seen as quite a positive thing. Obviously, as Muslims, we fast because this is part of our deen. It's something we were told over 1,000 years ago when these benefits weren't known. But what you find is there's a lot more people fasting now. There's a lot more people interested in how comes Muslims have always been doing this, which is quite positive. I think Ramadan this year is in line with Lent, which is the Christian version of fasting as well, or where they give up elements of eating and drinking. So I'm finding there's a lot more awareness actually about fasting. Non-Muslims even partake now in fasting, even in elements of Ramadan. But beyond that now, what you find is fasting generally is seen as a very positive thing. It's not seen as why you're depriving yourself. And what I find quite interesting is in an era of abundance, what you've actually got is stopping yourself from eating for a number of hours actually seen as much more beneficial and much more positive than actually eating and overeating.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, we're in the era of abundance, plenty, quickly at your door. You got Just Eat, Deliveroo. You've got an abundance of restaurants and takeaways. You can get anything, anytime, delivered to you, no problem, no hassle. And it is good for people to step back and, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stops us from eating for certain hours of the day. The other 100 things that keep us alive, keep us sustained, keep us fully functioning, keep us well, continue. The sun continues. We get our warmth. We get our vitamin D. The air is still the same. It's not like we're told to stop breathing. We continue to function. We continue to walk. We continue to bathe. We continue to meet people. We do all the things, the hundreds of things that make our life positive. We continue, and Allah stops one thing, water and food, for not even for the full 24 hours, just for a period of time, and you can see how quickly you go from waking up being 100% down to being at 70%. 80%. And it just really brings in the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how inferior we are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That just taking away food, water for a certain hours, a third at the moment is probably approximately a third. And look at how we become very agitated, become very slow, become can't finish our sentences properly. We need to rest more. We need to get more sleep. And this just shows how absolutely dependent we are on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second area, and there's a bit of extension of this, is when you reflect on that extension, you realize we're dependent not just on the physicality, we're dependent on everything of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Actually, look at how people come together during Ramadan. Look how we meet everyone. Look how the masjids are full. Look how families come together. Look how iftars are given out. Look how people are welcoming each other to everyone's homes. Without the Islamic values that bind people together, what do you have? You have what's happening in Europe, where everyone's going on a war footing. Everyone's raising their war spending. Rather than binding together, people are going further apart. And in Ramadan, as you know, many more people go to Umrah. And a family member went and he said, it's amazing in all the different colors, the cultures, the tongues. And as soon as you catch eye with someone, it's Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Smiles. You take my seat. have my water, you have my dates, you sit down first, you eat first. Don't even know the language, speaking different languages, but it's like they've known each other for years. And this, when you see actually, alhamdulillah, the blessings of Ramadan, when you sit back and reflect, wow, without these values and dependence on Allah, we'd be nothing. We'd be on a war footing as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think for a lot of people, they'd probably think, where does fasting fit in the modern world? And actually, it absolutely does, and not just from a health perspective, but actually, you are more you think more deeply in terms of the action you're doing, why you're doing. And as you mentioned, for Muslims, it's the month where we forgive. It's the month where we may write off things we're owed. It's the month where we may rekindle relationships that maybe over the years you haven't given attention to. Actually, during the month of Ramadan, many people even do their annual zakat. They time it like that. So actually, Ramadan really for us is much broader than just actually fasting. It's actually about looking at your actions, the intentions behind them. I've heard loads of stories of disputes being settled during Ramadan, just the individuals involved rethinking and actually thinking, they're being a bit silly, and the relationship's more important than the dispute they've actually got. And yeah, this is absolutely relevant in the modern, especially when we've got wars going on, we've got genocides going on. Ramadan for us is a time where really we should be rethinking the things we're doing, why we're doing, are we doing them with the right intention, and really where we are. So Ramadan really does fit into the modern world. In fact, it's probably more needed considering the direction that the world is going in.
Yeah, and so Jazakallah khair for your thoughts, and I'll speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.